Before you scroll, let me tell you something that will stay with you long after you hear it. This is not just another courtroom story, it's about a single dad veteran fighting for his life, a little girl whose faith shook a room full of skeptics, and a moment when silence spoke louder than judgment. If stories of love, sacrifice, and miracles touch your heart, stay till the end. You won't just watch, you'll feel. And if it moves you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share it, because someone out there needs this hope today. It was one of those mornings that felt heavy before the sun even rose. The courthouse hallway echoed with footsteps and whispers. Reporters lined the walls, cameras flashing, ready to capture another controversial case. Inside, a man sat quietly, his head bowed, hands trembling slightly, not out of fear, but the weight of years carried alone. His name was Daniel Carter, a decorated war veteran and single father. Once hailed as a hero, today he was accused of something unthinkable, assaulting a local businessman who'd mocked his disabled daughter. Daniel had never imagined his service medals and sacrifices would lead him here, a courtroom filled with strangers judging not the man he was, but the version the world painted. His lawyer sat beside him, whispering strategy, but Daniel's eyes stayed fixed on the small figure sitting behind the rail, his daughter, Lily. She was only 8, fragile in appearance, yet her spirit glowed brighter than any room she walked into. Lily was born with a rare illness that left her struggling to walk without pain. Daniel had promised her since she was born that he'd never let anyone break her, not even life itself. Across the aisle, the prosecutor leaned back smugly. The victim, in the case, a wealthy businessman, sat arrogantly with his expensive suit and bandaged arm. He had no scars on his soul, but Daniel had a lifetime of them. All Daniel did that day was step in when the man insulted his daughter's condition in public, calling her a burden and a charity case. The confrontation turned heated, words became shoves, and before Daniel knew it, he was handcuffed, not for fighting, but for feeling. When the judge, a stern woman named Evelyn Marks, entered, the courtroom fell silent. She was known for her strict demeanor and sharp tongue. Rumor had it she hadn't shown emotion in years, especially after losing her husband to an illness no doctor could heal. She looked over Daniel's file with cold precision, unaware that this trial would soon shatter the walls around her own heart. As the proceedings began, the prosecutor painted Daniel as unstable, a man unable to adjust to civilian life. A ticking time bomb, he called him. Each word pierced Lily like a knife. She gripped her small necklace, a gift from her dad engraved with the words "My little warrior." She whispered under her breath, "Daddy's not a bad man. He's my hero." Daniel's lawyer tried his best, but logic could not defeat the prejudice stacked against him. The judge listened, expression unreadable. Hours passed. Witnesses came and went. By the time closing arguments ended, everyone thought the verdict was inevitable. Daniel would lose. His head hung low, ready to accept the worst, when a soft voice suddenly broke the silence. "Your Honor," Lily said, standing up. The courtroom gasped. A child speaking out of turn was unheard of, but before anyone could stop her, Lily walked forward, slowly, her braces clicking with each step. The bailiff hesitated, but something in her eyes told him not to move. The judge raised an eyebrow. "Young lady, you can't." But Lily's words stopped her. "Please, Judge, just listen. I know I'm not supposed to talk, but you need to hear me." Her voice trembled, yet carried the weight of 1,000 truths. "My daddy is not a bad man. He helps people. He reads me stories about heroes, but what he doesn't know is, he's one of them. He takes care of me, even when his hands hurt. He never lets me feel alone. And when that man said I was broken, Daddy didn't hurt him. He just wanted to protect me. Isn't that what good people do?" The room grew still. Even the prosecutor shifted uncomfortably. Then Lily said something that made the entire courtroom freeze. "Judge Marks, I know you're sick." The judge's eyes widened. "What did you say?" "My daddy told me you lost someone because the doctors couldn't help. And maybe people think I'm too little to understand, but I know pain when I see it. I can feel it. You carry it like my daddy carries his scars." Tears welled in Lily's eyes as she stepped closer. "So if you let my dad go, I'll heal you." A wave of uneasy laughter rippled across the courtroom. The prosecutor scoffed. "Your Honor, this is..." "Quiet," Judge Marks said, her voice shaking for the first time. Lily reached out a tiny hand. "You don't have to believe me. Just let my dad come home. I'll pray for you. Every night. I'll ask God to make your heart stop hurting. And for the first time in years, Evelyn Marks felt something she had buried: hope. She saw in Lily's eyes the same faith her husband once told her never to lose. The silence that followed wasn't mockery, it was awe. Because in that room, everyone felt it. The warmth, the sincerity, the kind of power that didn't come from law or logic, but love. Tears rolled down the judge's cheeks. She cleared her throat. This court finds the defendant, she paused, looking at Daniel. Not guilty. A collective gasp filled the room. Daniel broke down, holding his daughter tightly as cheers erupted. Even the prosecutor lowered his head, unable to argue against what he just witnessed. As they left the courtroom, Judge Marks stopped them. "Lily," she said softly, "I think you already started healing me." Months later, Daniel was cleared of all charges and began mentoring other veterans struggling with trauma. Lily's condition, remarkably, began improving. Doctors couldn't explain it, but Daniel knew. It wasn't medicine. It was love, faith, and a little girl's promise. So if you ever doubt the power of one voice, remember Lily. Remember that miracles don't always come in thunder, sometimes, they walk in on braces and whisper hope.